Bro, I used to think that I was anxious or depressed, but looking back, I was just completely fried. Like my nervous system was literally cooked. And what I've realized, and what you've probably realized by now in this life, is that it's not random, it's literally designed. I got hooked on doom scrolling, all the good food's expensive, my work was soul sucking. So like I would come home with no energy after work, and then I wouldn't want to do anything creative or fun. I would just want to sit there and like veg out and be sedated. Okay. That loop wasn't random. Okay. It was by design. Like I would wake up, grab my phone, immediately start scrolling, chug a monster, smoke a cigarette, and then get to work, be surrounded by coworkers who I can't really be myself around. So I kind of end up hating them. Had my brain completely fried just from the soul sucking work that I was doing. And again, surrounded by people who I can't really be self expressive around. And then by the time I get home, I don't want to work on anything fun or creative or like grind on a side project. I just want to veg out and sedate myself from the soul crushing shit that just occurred. Like I thought I just didn't have discipline. Like I knew my brain was getting hijacked, but I just couldn't do anything about it. Like no amount of times that I went to the gym or cold showers or eating as healthy as I could would fix it. And don't get me wrong, like I figured out a few things. I was able to, go out, talk to girls kind of. I was able to get in decent shape, I was able to get my diet kind of locked in, but I was still, even with all that discipline and quote focus, what little focus I could muster, I was still only in like a kind of good space. Like I was firing on half my cylinders, right? I wasn't aware of how I could shed what felt like this toxic sludge that was in my brain, that was in my body, and the amount of friction that I felt while I was trying to do these basic things like staying healthy and socializing, trying to move up at work, the amount of friction that I felt as I was trying to pursue these things just really felt literally like nails on chalkboard, man. And it felt like it felt like this was just it. It felt like this amount of friction is the best word I know to describe it. It felt like this friction was just going to never end. Like this is just life. I felt like this is what I've been taught, and this was life. This is how it's going to be. You go to work, you try to stay as healthy as you can, you try to see your friends, and you go to work, you die. And that's basically the full cycle. Okay. And I wasn't on for that. Like part of me always knew that's not for me. Whatever's going on around here, like that is not for me. So eventually I took what money I had saved up. I made some good money on crypto and I said fuck it and I started traveling. Okay? I was backpacking Central America mostly, and while I was backpacking, I think I saw some videos or something about this sport called freediving, which is basically when you go under the water as deep as you can on one breath. I kind of describe it as the opposite of rock climbing. Like in rock climbing, you try to climb as high as you can, and in freediving, you just try to dive as low as you can, but on one breath. It's not like scuba. Okay. A lot of people might have seen the Netflix documentary, The Deepest Breath, which is, a little bit scary. It's a great documentary, though. Dang. But yeah, I saw something about freediving somewhere and I took my first lesson and bro, I was hooked. Let me tell you, it is the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. It is just such a unique and wonderful experience where you have to focus on your breath work, right? Like you have to focus on your breath to get yourself in a really calm state mentally and physically before you dive down on a line down, 60 feet, 100 feet, over 100 feet now in my case. Like I've been doing this for a while now. That's actually what I do. I'm a freedive instructor in Honduras. If you don't know by now, that's my main thing. That's what I'm kind of trying to share here. But look, all of that to say that it wasn't until I started focusing on the breath work that I had to do for my freediving that things actually started to change in my life. Okay, because I realized focusing on my breath and accessing those states, I wasn't broken. I just needed to change my identity and how I relate to the external world. And I could do that through my breath. So like this hijacking of my brain didn't have as much of a grip on me. Like I said, I knew I was being fucked with, but I just didn't have a way to actually escape it until I got into freediving. So your breath is actually the way to take control back in this matrix of a world. The reason breathwork was able to get me out of that shitty default state was by focusing on the breath, you are able to access the parasympathetic nervous system. That is your rest and digest system. Now, the world that we live in is designed to keep us in the fight or flight response. I know that these sound like buzzwords that you've heard 1,000 times, but when you actually look at them, it makes total sense, okay? You're supposed to be in a stress state in this modern world as much as possible. And a stress state is addicting because our brains want to know where the trouble is in the world so we can avoid it and survive. So we've been hijacked with our phones, with scrolling, with the news, with the media. And that's the state that they want to keep us in. Because also, when you are in a fight or flight state, you do spend more money. They have researched this. And if you are in a stress state, you will use the power of purchasing something to alleviate that sense of tension. Like buying stuff actually does have a soothing effect on you. That's why they call it retail therapy. I won't go more into detail there, but if you can actually learn to activate the rest and digest part of your nervous system, it's game changing, bro. That's what changed everything for me. That's why freediving basically saved my life, man. Because with this calmer, natural default state, I can make better decisions. I think clearly. It's like from the morning to the night, I have steady energy. I'm not scatterbrained and everywhere. I have the focus to learn skills. I have the focus to like organize my day. I have the focus to communicate with people with confidence and eye contact so my head isn't ping-ponging around 1,000 times a second. And it really surprised me how simple it was. It's just our breath. And by accessing our breath, not some complicated new technique, not some discipline, routine of discipline in the morning or whatever, just our breathing, our simple freaking breathing, I was able to achieve these states and have this natural set point every day where I can build my life from. So nobody teaches you this stuff either, which is crazy. Like, it kind of pisses me off that in school, in the media, it's literally just a circle of like how to stay stressed out so you're in a constant state. I feel like I'm rambling like some sad dude on the internet, but it's true, right? This is a closed loop system that you're not supposed to break out of. So it pisses me off that nobody teaches you this, not in school, college, definitely not in work. There's just no joy, no fun, no brightness, no colors. And it really pisses me off. So that's why I'm infinitely grateful that just a few freediving sessions were able to snap me out of it and make me realize the importance of breath in melting away from this fucked up system and having like whatever poison is put in you. Like breathwork can just melt all that shit out, man. That's what I'm here to do, man. I want to show the boys, this forgotten demographic, I feel like, what it's like to actually be able to feel like yourself, to feel in your body, not just behind your eyes constantly, not like focusing on discipline and going to the gym and cold showers. Like, all that's great. But if you don't get down to the core issues, then it's all for naught, man. It's not going to do anything. So that's what I'm here to talk about, guys. I want to talk about this system, how it's rigged against us, and how we can get out of it. But beyond just what the self-help gurus and everybody else online is telling us, right? Because there's other ways. Those ways clearly don't work. Like, they didn't work for me for years. If they haven't worked for you, they're not just going to magically start working, man. There's different ways, and those ways can come from within you. And I know that sounds like some hippie shit. It kind of is. But maybe the hippies got a little bit of something right.
The hippies finally got something right. Just kidding, but not really.
It's just breath work, guys. It's just your breathing. That's where the answers come from. It's been around for a lot longer than your conscious mind has. So when you learn to tap in to the breath, you learn to tap into a part of yourself that's been there for a lot longer than your conscious mind has been. And that state of natural focus, naturally knowing what to do, naturally being able to do it, and having just a childlike state of play and fun while you're doing it, like a lightheartedness, that's doable. Like, that's not lost or gone from you. Your brain just kind of got a little fucked. Our nervous systems have been designed to be fried from birth, basically. And there's a nervous system frying device with everybody at all times now. So it makes sense that things got a little bit haywire, but that really cool state of childlike joy and wonder that we're missing currently from our modern lives, we can get it back. It's very doable. So if y'all want any help with this, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. What are your struggles right now? What have you tried that doesn't work? What's something that you can say to somebody else in the comments, maybe? Let me know, guys. Leave your comments, and peace.